So on this slide, it's still solving linear equation, but when there are fractions, brackets involved. There are two ways you could solve this. You could either expand the bracket before you solve, or you check what is outside the bracket and the answer on the right hand side and see if you can divide. If you can divide the answer by the number outside the bracket, you can divide it first. So let's learn both ways. So here we see 33 could be divided by 3, and because 3 is multiplying the whole bracket, reversing times by 3 is to divide by both sides by 3. So we divide both sides by 3. So this is what we're going to have. And this 3 can now cross out this 3. We're going to have 2a plus 4 equals to 11. So we have the basic standard linear equation. And to solve it, we minus 4 from both sides because we want to get rid of the plus 4. This becomes 0. So we have 2a is equal to 7. Now to get rid of times by 2 is to divide both sides by 2. And 2a over 2 is equal to 7 over 2. So to find out a, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you cross that off. And a is equal to 7 over 2 or 3.5. Now here, you realize that we cannot use this method because we cannot divide 28 by 5 and get a definite number. And we want to avoid fractions. So where you cannot divide the number on the right hand side by the number outside the bracket, the best thing is to expand the bracket. So there are two ways. So here we're going to expand the bracket before we solve it. Mind you, if we expanded the bracket here before solving, you still get the same answer, but it's much easier dividing before. But here we can't expand, we can't divide, so we're going to expand the bracket. So 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times negative 3a is negative 15a, and all equals 28. Remember, in expanding the bracket, you expand it up to this point. The 5 has nothing to do with the 28. Now, you realize that here, we need to get rid of positive 20. So we minus 20 from both sides. And now we'll be left with negative 15a equals 8. Negative 15 is multiplying a, so we reverse it by dividing both sides by negative 15. And negative 15 divided by negative 15 is 1. So a is equal to negative 8 over negative 15, which is the same as negative 8 over 15. Can you pause it and try them at 12 yourself the same way? Okay, hope you got it right. You realize that we cannot divide 11 by negative 7, so we need to go by the expanding method. So we expand the bracket. Negative 7 times 4 is negative 28. Negative 7 times negative 3a is positive 21a. Remember, negative times negative is positive. Now we get rid of negative 28 by adding 28 to both sides. So you have 21a equals to 39. And to get rid of 21, which is multiplying a, divide both sides by 21. 21a over 21 equals 39 over 21. And if we divide 21 by 21, that will give us 1. So that cancels out. So a is equal to 39 over 21, which can be simplified as 11 over 7. So this is how we solve simple linear equation involving a bracket on one side. On the next slide, we're going to be looking at solving equation when the same unknown is on both sides of the equation.